I don't know. I'm gonna see. Hold please. So these things are noise canceling, so sometimes I feel like they're not working, and they are, but I just can't hear anything besides my own voice, so it's kind of cool. I woke up this morning with like almost no voice. Yesterday, it's kind of the same thing. And Mercury retrograde, according to Western tropical astrology at least, began, I believe, yesterday, maybe even a little bit the day before. My natal chart has Mercury in retrograde. So I feel like, for me, I feel like, I don't necessarily want to say it's OCD, but it's something like this that like kind of flares up when Mercury goes retrograde, where it's like I have this like checklist in my head or something where things really just have to be a certain way, and I get like really hard on myself about it. So it's all good, but just an observation, right? And then what I was thinking of when it came to the energy today was, okay, how do I explain this? The energy is very much like, let me give an example. There was a post on Reddit where the person asked for, your Lilith placement, and they would tell you something about it. And the person had posted in two different subreddits, and I noticed it, and I didn't realize it was the same person, and I, wrote in both things what my placements were. And then this morning when I woke up, I had in my inbox two notifications, both from the same person, and I couldn't tell if it was from the same post or not because they weren't there when I actually went into Reddit. And usually in Reddit, it'll say deleted. And a bunch of people were attacking OP, saying that they were, farming for karma because they hadn't answered anybody. And then one person had said, why did you delete it? And then the person was like, oh, so sorry, remind me again, and I'll repost it. And the person was like, don't bother. So this is like my explanation of whether you are OP and you're being misunderstood, or you're the person who is kind of like jumping to conclusions and assuming the worst about a person, place, or situation. I feel like the vibe for the day is temperance, patience, grace. Allow yourself to be misunderstood. And on the other side of that, try to give people grace instead of jumping to conclusions and assuming the worst about someone, right? Especially lately, I don't know about everybody else, and I know that this is like the territory for it is Mercury retrograde, but for me, technology glitches all the time. It's just kind of like the way I interact with it, I guess you could say. One moment, please. Sir, kindly calm down. Thank you. So anyways, yeah, I feel like, so Tuesdays are traditionally ruled by Mars, so we could be seeing some of that fiery energy. I haven't looked at the ephemeris again today. That'll be something that I do hopefully soon, but I'm still working on this massive like clearing. Like, in fact, I haven't even done any of my meditations for a while because my voice is just so like scratchy and rough. And how has everyone's dreams been? Because my dreams were definitely Mercury retrograde. Like something from like 15 years ago came up, and it was literally like, seal it with a kiss. And then the next thing that happened was I looked at a video that my dad had sent me, and it was also a video from 15 years ago. Good morning, everyone. So I just come on here every day and I talk about the energy, the way that I'm sensing it, and then I do a 3-card intuitive pull. So we're going to do our first card now. It's from the Starseed Oracle. Anytime you're listening or working with me, you take what resonates and you leave the rest. And I believe that a starseed is an activation. I don't believe that it's some type of a title where some of us are just more special than the others, because I don't believe that that's how it works. I believe that we're all special and unique in our own ways. So a starseed is an activation, the Starseed Oracle. So here's our first card. I let you guys look at it first. Let it communicate with you through all of your senses. Maybe you're feeling like a tickle in your throat. I feel like today in general is a lot about expression, and expression is both talking and learning when to stay quiet. So what is this card telling us? This card says cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Ever since October started, I feel like this has been happening to each of us in our own time. And of course, with me, the dreams that I had last night and the video that my dad shared with our family chat was from something that when I used to go back and look at it, it used to be very traumatic. It was unhealed. It was a deep wound. And so this makes a lot of sense. Where are you feeling cracked open? And also, how can you allow your body to feel and move through a trigger or an old trauma without going to a space of blaming others, which is also known as victimhood? I would say the best way to do this would be to get rid of the story. You can even go back and like rewrite the memory. I know that that sounds a lot like delusion, but when you start working on these old traumas and stuff, especially ones that might be reoccurring and kind of like jolting you out of your seat or something like this, it's really important to be still, perhaps see where you're feeling it or sensing it in your body. Is it a memory? Is it emotion? Is it perhaps like a subconscious belief that doesn't belong to you? And just give yourself grace and give the other people grace too, because I talked about this the other day. Anytime we're blaming a person, place, or situation for something, we're basically relinquishing our power. We're saying that you're living from a notion that you're not sovereign. And once you claim your sovereignty and once you realize your power comes from within you, then everything outside of you is just information. So if you're blaming a person, place, or situation for something that has happened, and yes, I'm not negating the fact that like sometimes people are to blame, but I like to use the word accountability. You can hold people accountable without blaming them, because when you play the blame game, not only are you charging the energy and perhaps investing in some type of energetic back and forth, which is also called a cord between another person, but you're also just saying, I'm powerless. I'm a victim. And not all victims are powerless. I don't necessarily like the word victim, but what I'm saying is when you're playing the blame game, you are not acknowledging that your power comes from within, and everything you see outside of you is presented for your consideration. All right, let's do another card. Who do we want to pull from? Let's go, since we're dealing with Mercury retrograde and past wounds, let's go into the Akash, see what it has to say on this lovely Tuesday. Oh, 11/11. Happy 11/11. And hi, my day is quite fabulous so far. It just started a couple hours ago. Started with no voice. I'm still, getting that back. I feel like we're all getting new upgrades, I guess you could say. And I feel like it kind of goes like this. You go into the density. I'll be out in just a second, honey.
There's a beeping noise.
What?
There's a beeping noise that keeps going off.
What?
There's a beeping noise that keeps going off.
Okay, hold please. Oh, it's just the timer, honey.
Oh, sorry.
You're okay.
So you're telling me I got out of my seat for nothing?
No. Okay. It's okay that you told me. Did it scare you?
Me? No.
Oh, okay. All right, so the way that it seems to me that it kind of happens is like something traumatic resurfaces as a trigger. The reason it happens, I think, at this particular moment in time is because you are being asked to elevate your consciousness, raise your frequency, let go of the layers of yourself that are not coming with you in your future journey. However you want to say it, there's a lot of ways to say the same thing. And so in order to get rid of this density, I guess you could say, you have to be able to hold space with it and not react to it and see what it came to teach you. And then after that density goes, it's almost like you're corking when you're scuba diving and you go all the way up to the surface. And that's when we get ungrounded, right? Is after we have a trigger, we move into the density to heal it, acknowledge it, set it free with our free sovereign consent. And then we cork because we're like, wow, we've just gotten all this new energy. We've let go of all this density. It's like your traumas are a bunch of like briefcase briefcases full of rocks that once you say, kind of like Jennifer Connelly in The Labyrinth, you have no power over me, you drop those, you're at the bottom of the ocean, you go to the top of the ocean. This is like the new frequency codes, the shifting to higher octaves, the expansion of your consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And then there's the integration. And then it's like you go back into your scuba diving at your quantum homeostasis, I guess you could say. So anyways, let's see what card number 2 says. And it's nice of you guys to join me today. And here is card number 2. Again, I'll let everyone look at it. I feel like this is a sacral solar plexus type tuning. Like, where can you be creative without fear of stepping completely into your power? Let's see what it says. This is health and healing. 17 is one of my friend's lucky numbers. Love you, Maya. But it's also an 8, which is, again, abundance, karma, realizing that everything is cyclical. Nothing lasts forever, but it also does last forever. So it's like that triangle of coherence where, you know, positive polarity, negative polarity, and the point where two things exist, despite the fact that they're opposite and equal and all that fun stuff. Coherence is flexibility. Coherence is calmness. Coherence is peace, tranquility, amidst the storm, knowing that everything is cyclical, everything happens as it's meant to. Trying not to resist and control change. And then healing and health. So I'm going to take this in terms of expression. And here we have solar chakra energy with the yellow, green heart, and then blue expression or third eye and or crown. So I feel like this is what pieces and parts of your body are being called to your attention. And for me, it's absolutely, positively my throat and my expression. So whatever you guys. And how can you create from a place of well-being for yourself first and then share it with the rest of the world? What is the third card? We're going to do this one to end our lovely live. And I thank everybody that came for the first time today, because I did see some new people. Isaac Garcia and Mr. Blue Gamers Official. Oh, all right. Let's see what activation this is. It came upside down. So go ahead and I feel this at my heart chakra. It's almost like a heart chakra expansion. And it is stripping illusions. And it's 27, which I don't know if you guys can see that. 27 is my spirit number. And it's also a 9, so completion. So I feel like this has everything to do with, like, in my personal situation, I'll use it as an anecdote, as like a metaphor, as an example, so that you can discern in your own personal life what it might mean for you. The kind of dream that I had last night, if I would have had it a year, 2, 3 years ago, because it was something resurfacing from 15 years to see if I had grown from it or not, I probably would have freaked out and been like, oh my gosh, I thought I was over this. I thought I dealt with this. But that is how you recharge that energy. And that's why it's like not jumping to conclusions. Where? Because the card says stripping illusions. And it's a lotus flower. So where in your life are you working through or at the ending cycle? Because again, it's a 9. Ending cycle of something that used to trigger you so deeply. An old job, an ex, a friend, a parent. Maybe it's a place. Maybe it's like a car that you got into a car accident with and you saw one that looked exactly like it, that even had like 2 or 3 of the same letters or numbers on the license plate as yours did. And you hadn't thought about it in years and it came and it felt like you were there again. But then you notice, like, I have this peace surrounding it. There's no longer this charge, which means you're not giving your energy to that person, place, or situation anymore. And also, because the lotus flower is here, I always like to say the same thing that Alan Watts' famous quote says, Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. And that, my friends, is Tuesday, 11/11. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Goodbye.